It's Meas-Maz TV with this week's Real People. And today, we've got the lovely Gemma.
Hello.
Thank you for being here, Miss Gem.
Thank you
In
for
your
having me.
busy schedule.
Yes, I kind of penciled you in.
Didn't you? Just you fitted me in. Only just.
Only just.
Just before a log cabin.
Yes.
Right, Gem, let's get to the nitty-gritty of you because
straight in.
There is so much about you. That's why we only have a slight amount of time to cover it all.
Yes.
So the reason that we are talking to you today, then we've become aware of you. You've got a book out.
Yes, I have. Yes.
What's the book called?
Bullet Beans to Big Dreams.
Okay, so let's start from the beginning. Shall we? Right? Because this is possibly one of the biggest stories ever. And when you hear about these stories and you think, that can't be right. This is it. This is proof. So, Gemworth, how old are you?
38 on Monday.
38 on Monday.
I'm an 80s kid.
Looking at a day over 37.
Thank you.
You're more than
37
welcome.
and 3/4.
So you weren't actually born in Chesterfield, were
No,
you?
Macclesfield.
Macclesfield. Tell me about your upbringing. Tell me about who you were brought up with.
I was brought up with my mum and dad. There was 6 of us all together. Brought up on a council estate, typical council estate upbringing really. Not a lot of money, head shopping, knock a door run, being a little pain at school. Left school with no qualifications.
Oh, really?
And I soon became kind of a sole carer for my other brothers and sisters. My dad was an alcoholic. My mum had her issues as well. So she kind of used to go out all the time and leave me with, my younger brothers and sisters. So from the age of 13, I was kind of bringing up the kids. I mean, my youngest sister would have been 2 at the time.
Wow. Were you the oldest then?
I'm the eldest, yeah.
Crikey, so it literally was you and you became a mum.
I became a mum at 13, basically. Didn't go to school. And obviously then back in them kind of days, there wasn't all the truant officers and all that kind of stuff. So if you didn't go to school, it would just...
No one said anything.
You just didn't go. So when I turned 15, I kind of started to rebel a little bit, well, a lot.
Well, do you know what the thing is with girls? And it is, I was talking about this with somebody else, is that girls go through a bit of a nightmare patch no matter what situation. So like 14 to 16.
Yeah.
But you, being a sole carer for your siblings,
yes,
then having the rebellious stage anyway, and the resentment, must have been...
Yeah, it was tough. Like I said, I don't have any relationship with my mother at all.
Oh, really? And did that from then?
I left home at 16, got with a guy who was a lot older than me, thought he was the absolute dog's bees, as you do. And he
showed you love.
Yeah, he turned out, he was obviously a very jealous person. And I've not spoke to my mum for 14 years now.
Wow. How does it feel?
I don't feel anything.
You don't feel nothing?
Yeah, I don't know if that's right or wrong or good. I had this conversation with my brother. Yeah. He's in jail and he obviously rings me quite a bit. And he obviously was asking about how has he got to where he is. And he's obviously forgot a lot because he's had his issue with drugs and stuff. So he's kind of forgot a lot. And I was kind of filling him in on stuff. So he said to me, so what Mum's done, the way she trettles and she kind of left us, really abandoned us, would you ever forgive her? And I said, to me, it's unforgivable.
It's done.
And to me,
it's a mother's love and that's...
It's done.
Do you mind if we go back a little bit?
Yeah.
As you're saying, what Mum did and, we know that you were sort of sole carer, really, of your siblings when you were 13. What happened with your mum? Did she just leave?
No, she was just going out all the time. She obviously left my dad, they split up.
So your mum and dad split up when you were around that
13,
age?
Yeah, so she were going through a divorce, but at the time, I was only a kid, I didn't really understand what it was like to go through a divorce. I didn't know. So she, she'd be out all the time, and she'd want me to look after the kids all the time. Or she'd be going to work, so I had to watch the kids. That kind of. So she never kind of disappeared. She was, we still all lived together. Yeah. But it was just the fact that I was obviously bringing up.
And she didn't think about it. She wasn't. No. And she's never been apologetic about it.
No, we have obviously spoke a few times. For up until, like I say, I've not spoken for 14 years. So, well, what am I now? So I was obviously like kind of late 20s last time I spoke to her. Early 20s, sorry. So we'd kind of not speak for a few years. Kind of get in touch, and then if things wasn't going her way or if I did something that they didn't like, it was kind of, oh, well, you're not seeing your other brothers and sisters, you know, all that kind of stuff, really.
After all you did as well.
Yeah,
it's hard.
yeah. So there's never been really kind of a mum-daughter relationship. We always argued, we always fought, not obviously physical fighting.
Yeah.
But she was always, I mean, my mum was a very strong woman, a very stern woman, a very
Scary.
She was a a proper woman, you know, and and you could never go and talk to her about stuff. I never had.
Did you ever feel loved?
Relationship? No, not at all.
You never felt loved at all?
No, not at all. And like I say, me and Ryan, my other brother, there's only like 18 months between us. We're extremely close, and we got cast out of the picture. Whereas my other brothers and sisters, they're all like a family, if you will. You know.
Right, and why do you think that is? Do you think that's because they're younger and more manipulated?
I reckon so, because they're younger. And like I said, my mum got remarried, you know, met somebody. So, you know, the kids were only very young, so they knew my stepdad as their dad.
Okay.
Whereas me and Ryan are a lot older, and our dad was our dad. You know,
right.
Regardless of his issues, you know, my dad was a legend. He was the first man I ever loved. You know, I'm getting a little bit teary talking about him because obviously he's passed away. So so the family was always kind of been me and Ryan, and them. And that's how it's always been.
And it's a strange concept considering that you were their mum, really. Yeah. And again, how does that feel? Because you don't speak.
Don't speak to anyone.
You don't speak to any of them, do you, apart from
Ryan.
your brother?
That's the only one, yeah.
How does that feel for you, sweetheart?
It hurts.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, I mean, I had contact with one of my other brothers. He actually lives around here. You know, things were good. We had a few fallings out, but then we had a big falling out. I said things that I shouldn't have said. He said things, and I've not spoke to him now for, I think it's well over a year. You know, and my other brothers and sisters, I've not spoken to them since they were little.
Do you think you'll get to a stage where you can?
No, never.
No.
I'm not interested.
You're done now. You're done with that bit.
Not interested, yeah. I know it probably sounds very harsh.
No, it doesn't.
I think I've been hurt. I have to protect my heart and myself because I'm very much heart on your sleeve kind of girl. Everyone knows, you can tell by my face what mood I'm in. If something's wrong, it's there. And I just need to protect my own heart, and that's why I have a bit of a wall up, so I don't trust a lot of people.
You can see with you quite quickly, for me, in that the wall is there to protect you from so many toxic people that you've come across that have tried to bring you down.
Yeah.
But the truth is, you're absolutely beautiful in there. And when you get in there, it's so obvious to see, and it's beautiful. And there's only a select few people that can see that.
There's only a select few, that really, like I say, my best friend, she's known me for 12 years. She really...
Yeah, she's your family.
Yeah, she is. Her family have took me on as their own. Amazing. You know, they call me their... I'm getting upset,
no,
sorry.
It's fine, it's perfect.
Sorry,
It's your life, it's your real life.
They kind of took me under their wing and, you know, call me the daughter, mum and dad. You know, I buy birthday cards, say like mum or dad on it and stuff.
Amazing.
So yeah,
it's amazing, you know, and that they love you because they know you, and they've taken the time for you.
Yeah.
You know, we've got very quickly into sort of like the emotional side of things, and it's.
I didn't want to. I'm not going to cry. I'm going to get upset.
But please let me know, it's real. Yes. And these feelings need to come out at times because they show that you're not a robot. Yeah. Because Gemma, you can't keep going like that. Do you know what I mean? But you are amazing, you know. And I can't wait to share so much more of Gem's journey with you guys because this lady is so inspirational, and you can already see from the beginning that, you know, this is taking something from right down there. You wait till you get up there, so let's get there.
I've got goose. Look at me, look at my arms when you've said that.
Right in the back of my head has. I love it. So we've gone to that bit, and this is quite harrowing, really. So it's 16, you meet a guy, he's an older guy, he comes along, sweeps you off your feet. We've heard these stories a few times, to be fair.
I was 16, you were 28.
Yeah, you probably acted a lot older because you had to be.
Yeah.
You'd have dressed a lot older, as girls have a tendency to do that.
Pubs and everything.
Yeah, we were not getting ID'd. I know this story. Not that I condone it.
No, at all, no.
So You moved in with him?
Yes, moved in, yeah.
Okay, and how long were you two together?
4 years.
4 years.
Yeah.
And did you still live in Macclesfield then?
No, we moved to New Mills.
New Mills?
Yeah,
okay.
Derbyshire, yeah.
So what was happening then? Did you work? Were you just his girlfriend, or what was the situation?
I used to work at the school where he worked, so I used to do cleaning there.
Okay.
Started off at that, and then I got a job at a gym cleaning, actually.
Oh, right.
In New Mills. Then I got a job in like a supermarket. I'd work anywhere. You know,
Yeah.
I was one of them. I just wanted to graft, you know.
You wanted to see the cash coming because you recognised what it did.
It was just, but things were all right, but then it turned really quite sour. He was so jealous, so possessive, and we had such bad fights and arguments, you know, and I'm quite a fiery person. I was young and naive, you know, we'd have fights, and, you know, it got to a point where, you know, he used to kind of burn me with fags and stuff and things like that, so... Yeah, it kind of got to the point, like one day I just flipped out, and I actually nicked his car.
Oh, really?
I'd had 2 driving lessons, nicked his car and drove to my mother's, of all places, would you believe? And she took me in, you know,
Babe.
yeah. I was 20. Yeah.
So this just goes to show how fairly lost you were.
Yeah.
Because the person that you
I know.
resented the most was the only person you could turn to.
Yeah, that
Where was
was
your
it.
dad in all of this?
My dad was obviously an alcoholic, so he was, you know, we obviously used to see him, but we kind of lost touch a little bit. You know, he had his own issues. He was with somebody who again was an alcoholic, and she didn't really like me or my brother, so it caused issues. So we kind of lost touch a little bit, really.
Yeah.
So I went back to my mum's. Things were good for a short while. I started working at a pub. And then again, things just turned sour. You know, I can't remember all the ins and outs of it, but, you know, big, massive falling out. So then I literally was obviously working in pubs. So I decided to think, right, that's what I'm, you know, that's my life. That's what I'm going to do. Because I enjoyed it.
And you're a showwoman in a way.
I
Do you
enjoyed
know what I mean?
it,
I can imagine you doing it.
Yeah. So that's what I did. And then I moved to Accrington, Blackburn Way, you know. Started working pubs there, running pubs. And then I applied for like a pub down in Kent, like a manager's job. I just winged the interview and I got it. So then I'm moving to Kent. I'm like a proper loud northerner.
Love this.
Turning up in Kent.
Oh, I love this. So how did it go down?
I went down like a sore thumb, obviously.
Brilliant. Please tell me you asked for chips and gravy at some point.
I asked it for all time. First thing I did, as I got out moist, that's what I said. Peter Kay.
Can I have a cob duck with my chips and gravy? I love it.
Yeah, so moved down there. You know, we're really good, made some good friends, and then I was just moving all over the place. Ipswich, Reading, Peterborough, loads of places.
You have been everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, do you reckon you've been everywhere because you just didn't find where you fitted?
Probably, yeah.